What if I told you that your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what you're imagining? It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. The human brain, with all its complexity, doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined event and an actual experience. Let that sink in. Every time you visualize something in detail, your brain reacts just as if you're really living it. Now imagine how powerful that could be when it comes to achieving your goals. Visualization isn't just a feel-good tool from self-help books. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the exact method used by top athletes, business leaders, and some of the world's most successful people. People like Michael Phelps and Jim Carrey. They credit visualization as a key part of their journey to success. And the best part? It's backed by science. Today, we're going to explore just how powerful this tool can be for you too. So, what does this mean for you? It means you can literally retrain your brain to help you succeed. You can push yourself toward your goals as if you've already achieved them. Visualization is the key. And in the next few minutes, we're going to dive into the science behind it and show you how to rewire your mind to achieve the success you've always dreamed of. Let's jump in. Rewiring your brain through visualization. Your brain isn't a fixed, static machine. It's more like a living, breathing organism that's constantly reshaping itself based on your thoughts and experiences. This process is called neuroplasticity. It's your brain's ability to form new connections and even create entirely new pathways. Every time you think, act, or visualize, your brain is changing. Think of it like this. Your brain is Play-Doh. It's malleable and constantly reshaping itself based on the impressions you give it. Every thought and action you have leaves a mark, creating grooves that shape who you are and how you approach life. And the best part? You get to mold it however you want. For a long time, scientists believed that once you hit adulthood, your brain couldn't change anymore. But modern research has proven them wrong. Neuroplasticity lasts throughout your entire life, whether you're 20 or 70. Your brain is always capable of forming new pathways, adapting to new skills, ideas, and even visualizations. Let's bring this idea into the real world. Imagine being a professional athlete who's expected to perform at peak condition every day. Now picture yourself not on the field, but in a quiet room. No equipment, no physical training, just you and your thoughts. Instead of practicing physically, you're imagining yourself going through every motion. You might wonder, how can this possibly help? But here's the kicker. It does. Take Michael Phelps, for example, one of the most decorated Olympians of all time. Phelps didn't just train his body, he trained his mind. He would spend hours visualizing every detail of his race, what the water would feel like, how each stroke would land, even how he'd handle unexpected problems like a goggle malfunction. He mentally rehearsed victory long before he ever touched the pool. And guess what? That mental preparation gave him an edge over his competition. As Phelps once said, "I think goals should never be easy. They should force you to work, even if they are uncomfortable at the time." Visualization makes that work easier because your brain has already been there. When it's time to act, your body just follows through on what your brain has already practiced. This isn't just reserved for Olympians, though. High performers in every field, whether it's business, sports, or the arts, use visualization to mentally rehearse their success. It primes their brain for action and gives them the confidence to perform at their best when it matters most. Why not use that same tool to create the success you're aiming for? Your brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined events. Here's the amazing part. Your brain doesn't know the difference between actually running a marathon or just imagining it. It treats both experiences the same. When you visualize yourself doing something, you're activating the same neural pathways that fire when you're actually performing that action. In a way, you're tricking your brain into believing it's already happened. This phenomenon is called mental rehearsal, and it's incredibly powerful. Mental rehearsal works because the brain stores these imagined experiences, and over time, they become almost indistinguishable from actual memories. You're training your mind to believe that success is achievable and familiar, making it easier to step into when the time comes. Let's look at an example. In a study on basketball players, 2 groups were asked to improve their free throw accuracy. One group physically practiced, while the other group did nothing but visualize themselves shooting free throws. Here's the surprising part. Both groups improved by almost the same margin. The group that never touched a basketball improved just as much as the players who practiced in real life. How is that possible? It all comes down to how the brain encodes experiences. When you mentally rehearse an action with enough focus, your brain wires itself as if it's actually doing it. The motor cortex, which controls movement, becomes engaged, even though your body is still. It's like running a mental simulation. Your brain prepares for real-world action by strengthening the neural pathways it will call on when you perform the task for real. So, if your brain can't tell the difference between imagined and real events, what does that mean for your goals? It means you have a powerful tool at your disposal. The hard work of overcoming doubt and unfamiliarity has already been done in your mind. Your brain has been there, it's rehearsed the success. It knows what it feels like. Now, here's a question for you. If your brain already believes success is possible, what's stopping you from turning that visualization into reality? The gap between dreaming and doing is smaller than you think, especially when your mind is already wired for the success you desire. Let's try something right now. Close your eyes if you can and focus your mind. Think about your biggest goal, the one that lights you up. Picture it vividly. Where are you when you've achieved it? Who's with you? What are the sights, sounds, and smells around you? What does it feel like in your body? You feel excitement, pride, relief? The more detail you give your brain, the more real it becomes. Maybe your goal is landing your dream job. Picture yourself sitting in that office, the one you've always wanted to work in. Feel the chair beneath you, the desk in front of you, your nameplate on the door. What does it feel like when your boss shakes your hand and says, "Congratulations, you got the job"? Right now, your brain is already wiring itself to believe this is happening. You're laying down the neural pathways that will guide your future actions. When the time comes for you to act, it won't feel unfamiliar. It'll feel like you've already lived this moment. The best part? You can do this over and over again. Like those basketball players who improved their free throws without ever stepping on the court, you can improve your chances of success by mentally rehearsing your goals every day. Key is repetition. The more often you visualize your goal, the stronger those neural pathways become. So, why wait? If you can spare just 5 minutes a day to visualize your success, whether in business, fitness, relationships, or anything else, you're already rewiring your brain for greatness. No special equipment needed. Just you, your mind, and a clear vision of what you want. You've done the hard work. Now it's time to let your brain follow through. The role of emotion in effective visualization. It's not enough to simply see your goal. You have to feel it too. Here's why. Emotions are the glue that make visualizations stick. When you attach strong emotions, whether it's joy, relief, or excitement, to the images in your mind, you're creating more than just a mental picture. You're creating an experience, and the brain responds more intensely to experiences that have an emotional charge. Think about it. How often do you remember moments in your life because of the emotions tied to them? It's not just the event itself, it's the feeling that lingers. That's because emotions help the brain encode experiences into long-term memory. The same principle applies to visualization. When you feel the emotions associated with your goal, your brain processes it as a real experience. Take Helen Hadsell, also known as the contest queen. Helen won thousands of prizes, from cars to luxury vacations, by harnessing the power of visualization and the emotions behind it. She didn't just picture herself winning. She felt the joy of receiving her prize, the excitement of being the winner. And because her emotions were so strong, her brain accepted those imagined scenarios as reality. Over time, her mind guided her actions, decisions, and ultimately her success. As Napoleon Hill famously said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, can achieve." But that belief is strengthened when it's tied to powerful emotions. Your brain isn't just responding to the images you create, it's responding to the feelings that come with them. When you feel something intensely, your brain believes it more strongly, and that belief shapes your actions, decisions, and outcomes. So the next time you visualize, don't just see it, feel it. Imagine the pride, the excitement, the relief you'll experience when you achieve your goal. Let those emotions flood your mind and body, because that's what will make your brain truly believe it's possible. Consistency and repetition for long-term change. Here's the hard part. Visualization isn't a one-time thing. You can't just visualize your dream life once and expect everything to fall into place. Your brain needs repetition, consistent, focused effort. Make those neural pathways stronger. Think of it like watering a garden. You plant the seed with visualization, but without repetition, that seed won't grow. It's like building a muscle. At first, lifting weights is difficult. Over time, your muscles adapt and grow stronger. The more you practice, easier it becomes. Your brain works the same way. The more you visualize your goals, day after day, the stronger and more automatic those neural pathways become. Eventually, your brain starts treating those visualized experiences as real, guiding your actions to make them happen. Helen Hadsell didn't just visualize her success once. She practiced daily, rehearsing each win in her mind until it felt inevitable. Every time she entered a contest, she would visualize the outcome over and over again, feeling the excitement and joy of winning before it even happened. Through repetition, she trained her brain to expect success. So how do you build this habit? Start small. Just 5 minutes a day is enough to make a difference. Find a quiet moment in your morning routine or before bed. Close your eyes, focus on your goal, and immerse yourself in the vision. Key is consistency. Like drops of water filling a bucket, small efforts compound over time, and before you know it, that bucket is full. And here's something else to consider. How often do we waste mental energy worrying about things that haven't happened yet? What if, instead of worrying, you use that time to visualize your success? Imagine what could go right instead of what could go wrong. Repetition of positive visualization can shift your mindset, making you more focused, resilient, and confident. Repetition is the key. The more you visualize, the more real it becomes to your brain. Keep showing up, even for just a few minutes a day, and watch how your brain rewires itself for success. Let's bring it all together. Visualization isn't just a fluffy trend. It's a proven, science-backed method to rewire your brain and set you on a path to success. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined events. When you visualize your goals, you're creating a mental map toward them. Emotions make it stick, and repetition cements it in place. So why not start today? Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your success. Feel it, believe it, and repeat it. You'll be amazed at what happens when you commit to this simple, powerful plan. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.